is the North End. This is the North End.
What's going on, North End? It's your boy Mitchell here. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm here today with my top 5 moments from 2022 for Crystal Palace. It's been a very interesting year. Typical Palace, doing Palace things the past couple matches. We do have our match against Bournemouth tomorrow. Hopefully we can end 2022 on a high note, and then we look towards 2023. Anyway, so I'm going to jump right into it. My first memorable moment from 2022 has to be Michael Olise's winner at the death against West Ham from October, November. I think it was maybe October. I remember thinking the ball, because I think it was Mikel Antonio had the ball, gave it right to Vicente Guaita, who then had the awareness to look up. Saw, I want to say it was Eze first. Ball goes to Ebbs. Ebbs plays it over to Wilf. Wilf cuts across over to Olise. And I remember sitting there thinking, left foot, left foot, left foot. And he takes a touch, goes to his left, and it takes that slight deflection. But I haven't seen a ball curl that much since Payet scored his free kick against Palace a few years ago, which always haunts me anytime the Premier League posts it on social media, which they do a lot, which I don't blame them because it's an excellent free kick. But this isn't about him. This is about Michael Olise and that absolutely beautiful goal to secure all 3 points at the London Stadium. Just a very good moment. I felt very nervous for the entirety of the match. And I don't think I've celebrated a goal that heavily in quite some time. But it was definitely up there as one of the best moments. These are in no particular order. These are just how I have them listed in my notes. I didn't feel like going through and ranking them, because who's to say my list is correct? Other people are going to have different opinions. But staying with Michael Olise, my second point is our FA Cup tie against Millwall, in which he just gave it large to the Millwall supporters. And as a Palace supporter, I love to see that. Love to see a young player who loves to play for this club and understands the rivalry and just absolutely takes the piss out of opposing fans. I just love that. Players like Will Hughes, who, for those who watch the Crystal Palace YouTube channel and they see the questions that are asked, Will Hughes loves to take the piss out of everyone. That attitude, I find it just fun. I find it exciting. And then to see Michael Olise do that at one of our biggest rivals' grounds as we're beating them, there's something so sweet and so special about it. So that's my second point. My third point, staying on the FA Cup, is just the FA Cup run that we had. Yes, we only got to the semis, but it's progress. The past, 3 years or so, really, since we made it to the final in 2016, we haven't gone on a cup run. So that was a very nice change of pace to not get dumped out at the first time of asking. Unfortunately, we are out of the Carabao Cup this year, but we do have our FA Cup tie coming up against Southampton. So looking back on that FA Cup run, it was memorable. It was a step in the right direction for the team, and I'm just proud that they put in an effort. They put in an effort against Millwall, and I believe we played Everton, and we played a lower league side that I forgive me for forgetting. I do remember though that I think The club paid for their fans to come to Selhurst to watch the game, and it's gonna bug me now that I don't remember the team name, and after the video I'm gonna go look it up and then be like, oh great, wow, I should have known that. But it was a memorable run. And then to go out to a side like Chelsea, there's nothing to scoff at. You know, they were a good team. Ultimately they didn't win. Yeah, I'm just very happy with that FA Cup run. The fourth point is an interesting statistic that I actually didn't realize. Palace beating Manchester United at the end of the season, thanks to a Wilfried Zaha goal, was the first time Palace have beaten United at Selhurst since 1991. So that's a very interesting statistic that I found before doing this. So I had to put it in. Went through and watched, you know, some of the highlights. It was all right. It was a game, but just the idea of, you know, getting past that hurdle, that we hadn't beaten them in, 31 years. It was very nice. I don't know what other word to use other than nice. And then finally, on a personal note, this is my number one. My favorite moment from 2022 would have to be the Palace versus Watford match in May of 2022, because that was the first game that I got to see live. And I still remember, as soon as I landed, I dropped my bags off at my hotel and walked to the stadium. And I'll never forget the moment that I saw the lights appear over the houses. And just, I walked all around the ground. I went into the club shop. Yeah, it was amazing. And then the day of the match, met up with some friends, went in a little bit early to help set up. And that's a feeling that I wish to feel again. I was maybe 30 yards from Wilf when he put the penalty behind Ben Foster, and to get the 3 points made that even more special. I would have been okay if we had lost. Just to be at Selhurst, to be there for this club that I've supported for a decade, that I have the badge inked on my arm, just to be there and see them play was unreal. And then to speak with Patrick Vieira in French after the match outside when he was signing autographs was very special as well. So all in all, I think it was a very positive year for Palace. I'm hopeful we can do something in January. I know Steve Parish has already said we're only doing loan deals, but I'm not 100% sold on that. I feel like that could just be to throw off other clubs who would like to swoop in and take our transfers. But yeah, so that's going to be it for me. You will see me once more for this year as Palace take on Bournemouth. I think I may have said Fulham earlier, but it's Bournemouth. As Palace take on Bournemouth tomorrow, December 31st. We need something from this. We need something from this, guys. So anyway, Happy New Year, everyone. I will see you guys tomorrow, and stay safe. Come on, Palace.
This is the North End.